people like to measure themselves against.
What's up, everybody? You like that? You like that little intro? I've been having fun, a little bit fun in CapCut, baby. It's fun.
Fire.
What's up, everybody? I'm JC. This is the Sports Affiliation National Fantasy Football Draft Weekend, the inaugural one. So we have two amazing inaugural Fantasy Football Hall of Famers with us this weekend. Tonight we have the one, the only Scott Engel. And tonight is DETHRONE the King League. We got a sweet 12-team fun little redraft league that we got here, and a lot of people in the industry here. I guess half of them that are in the league is here. But yeah, we are going to get this draft up. If everybody wants to kind of introduce themselves real quick before we get started, I'm going to pull up Sleeper, and then we will get our randomized draft order. So Scott, you might as well go ahead, introduce yourself. You are the guest of honor.
Thank you very much, Scott Engel. You can find my work at Seahawks.com on the Fantasy Insider tab, on the News tab. Host on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio Wednesday mornings. Senior fantasy writer at Rotoballer, and also write sports betting for Advanced Local, which nationally is like NJ.com, AL.com, Michigan Live, Penn Live, etc.
Who wants to top that off?
Tip, you go next.
Why don't you go ahead? I was going to say,
Go
Nico go, because Nico's got that nice home studio. I was wondering if I could record my next album in there.
Yeah, come on over. All it'll cost you is Sam Darnold back to the Vikings. What's up, everybody? My name's Nico Rossler. I'm also a writer and contributor for Rotoballer, and I am a co-host of the Fantasy Football Space podcast with Mr. Tip and Natter. Tip, I suppose I just talked about you, so why don't you go next?
Yeah, so Tip Major, I've done work with the Sports Affiliation, done work with Scott the King Engel as well on Spaces with Rotoballer.
We'll be back this year, Sunday morning.
Yes,
Sunday.
And it's confirmation. You guys just got it
on X.
There it is.
Twitter.
So we'll be back on there. We'll be back answering your start sits questions. Also work with Football Guys to do articles with them, a writer, and also a writer / co-host on the Chop Show with Marcus Grant on Fantasy Life, and also a writer there. And last but not least, my truest baby, our puppy, me and Nico and Natter, the Fantasy Football Space podcast. If you guys haven't tuned into it, please do. Every Wednesday night, 9:00 Eastern time, we are here answering questions, talking a bunch of junk, and having fun doing it.
You guys also drop your stuff on Spotify as well, right?
Yeah, our stuff's on
and Apple
Spotify,
Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts.
Plug it all, man. Plug it all.
A lot of them.
All right, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, Downfield Readers? If you know who I am, I'm Jeff D from Downfield Read. You can catch me on X and Instagram right now, just doing podcasts with a couple of different people from basically all over the place. I've done a couple with Greg Kellogg, who we're going to do his draft tomorrow night, but also with guys from Football Guys, Matt Montgomery. We run our own little experts league called the Cognoscenti League, but you can find me on X, on Instagram. Anything is just Downfield Read. That's where you can follow me. So I guess I'm the new kid on the block. I don't have quite all of the.
Good enough.
But I got the right stuff.
All right, Peter.
There you go.
There it is.
Bad cleanup.
Right.
Let's
go. Peter Sandoval, Bear Fan Pete. You can find me on X. Mostly doing a lot of promo for the Sports Affiliation on all the major social medias with like Greg Kellogg, JC, Joe Carlton, and such. Stick in, man. Make sure you guys follow all these guys up here and hit that like and subscribe button.
All right. We gotta randomize this order. So it's 3 times is how we did it. So the last or yesterday's draft, they wanted theirs determined, at noon. So you guys are the degenerates. I think tomorrow's they're gonna also do theirs like you're doing. So we're gonna randomize it right now, and then we're just gonna fire away. So I think I have it on. Last night I had it on 2-minute timer, and it went pretty good. It went pretty quick. I mean, like I said, I want to do this again like that tonight because last night we had an issue with lag, and I don't want to run into that again. There was just so many people that are on like sleeper right now, drafting. Last night there was issues where people were getting like, they were getting they were getting auto drafted just because the timer wasn't showing up and it wasn't like refreshing and reloading. So I want everybody to know that's watching and that is in the draft. Make sure that you are like, if you see that it looks like it's lagging or taking a long time for draft picks to go through, just refresh your page or go out of the draft and go back in if you're on the app, because I don't want anybody or anyone to have issues like last night. We can't really do anything about it. That's the app, and that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to start this right now. I'm going to do the order 3 times. So where is our randomizer? All right. So randomize once, twice, 3 times. Let's go!
Rigged.
I will take that. I don't know how that's rigged. You guys all watched it. Let's say right now that is probably the first time all year that I've been drafting I've ever been in the front. I'm always drafting from the back. Every best ball. I love the back.
Yeah, gotcha.
Let's go, dude. That's funny.
Dude, I've done so many mock drafts, best ball drafts. I've yet to be in the top 3 or 4 in any league.
It's crazy.
I don't know what it's like up there.
This is my league. This is my league. I should pick my draft spot.
All right. Mel says rigged. All right, we're gonna start the draft. Let's make sure everyone's kind of here. Let's get into the draft room. Let's do a little roll call. I see a majority of people in the draft. I see one person not in here, Coach.
Yeah. Come on, Sean. Get in there, brother.
So somebody just want to just shoot a message in the chat or shoot a message to him if anybody has his. Just shoot a message to him real quick. I'm going to start the draft, though. I'm just going to make sure our timer's good.
Yeah, let's make sure we announce the picks, too.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
All right, so we are good to go.
There he is.
All right, ready? Here we go.
All right, Geno Smith first.
Oh, I thought Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, right? Kyle Pitts.
Actually, I thought J.J. McCarthy for you.
Dude.
So Jahmyr Gibbs goes first, huh?
Here's the thing, dude.
I think it's the right pick.
You don't think it is?
I just
I think it is.
No, I think so too.
He's in a better offense, even though
Tip's a Bijan guy.
Dude, yeah. I got him. I don't know how I did it, dude, in Scott Fish. I got him at the 8th pick.
What? Superflex?
That's Scott Fish, I guess. Yeah, it's Superflex, but I mean, that's not really. It wasn't really that. People were picking. I don't know who went first in ours. I'd have to look. I think I can pull it up. McCaffrey was that 6?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this off.
That's how many games he's gonna play.
Exactly.
I say 3.
Well, if y'all gonna let Scott's boys,
I'm not drafting any 49ers. They're all getting hurt.
Oh wow.
It's that plant, dude. It's that electrical plant. They're all just getting fried over there.
So do you guys want to go ahead, since we're kind of halfway through the first round, go through the draft order or draft picks real quick?
Yeah, so we got Gibbs went number 1, then Bijan. I feel like this is kind of like what we're kind of seeing, I mean, through fantasy right now. Gibbs, Robinson, Chase, Nakua. I think that, Jackson Smith and Jigba, I feel like fell here a little bit to Nico, which is nice. That's a good fall there. I mean, I really like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I also got in Scott Fish. I've been getting. That's why I said, like, from the back end, that's basically who I've been getting from every time. Where about Pete is. Amon-Ra is about falling there, 8 or 9. I'm usually pretty happy around there. What?
Pete? Penis?
No,
I've
Pete.
heard that.
Oh
Where
god.
Pete
Oh.
is. Where's your mind at? So then,
Hey,
I mean,
Bob.
James Cook, talk about your James Cook pick.
Love it.
Yeah. I tell you what, for me, after these other guys are gone, and I would take James Cook even before Christian McCaffrey just because of the injury issue. But what it
Yeah, I
comes
get
down
that.
to is I want a running back in the first round. It comes down to the offense. I think Buffalo, obviously, they're picked to be maybe the champs of the AFC. They've got a great surrounding cast around James Cook. Outside of Taylor, they've got some injury issues in Indianapolis with the wide receivers. We're going to see how Daniel Jones bounces back, but I just think out of those running backs, I think James Cook is probably the most solid one.
I have a question. There's no tight ends in here? Did
There's
I miss
tight
that?
ends.
I thought we had a
Flex.
tight end premium.
Yeah, it's flex. There's no.
I'm
You
typing
don't
in
have to
Brower's
start. There's
name,
no.
and I don't-
Yeah, because there's no starting tight end. You don't have to start a tight end. It's not a necessary
wow.
position.
Why did you make that call? No
So the reason I do that is because I make
Oh.
the tight end position
Oh,
more
that
points,
kinda
which it
changes
is more
things.
points. It's 0.75.
But
So
you make it a
you know
flex.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a tight end premium, but it's flex.
Mm.
I don't
Right.
like designating tight ends as a starter because not a lot of people like starting them. So I give them the premium and then I make it an option to start it.
That's a nice tip.
That's a good start. Genty Barkley. Homer pick and then a very strong pick.
Hey, you know what? Don't worry about my allegiances here now. Okay, like I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm surprised he fell to me. I
Yeah.
seriously, I think that you could have get him right over there where probably where James Cook. Even though I have James Cook ahead of him, but James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, that Chase Brown surprised me in the first round. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm surprised to get Justin Jefferson at the third pick of the second round because a lot of people are expecting a better outlook with Kyler Murray at quarterback. The only thing I'm concerned about is can Murray stay healthy? It's
Can
always
Murray-
been an
I don't-
issue for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you yesterday
Yeah.
I was in the same position as you yesterday and I passed on him. And it's not.
I don't
think
think I couldn't. I couldn't.
it's not the talent.
To me, he's still a first round pick, and to get him at 15th overall, I think that's a value.
To me, it's just I don't want to take the risk on what happened last year. I think Kyler Murray's the same thing as McCarthy is. You're going to get the same kind of plays out of him. I'm sorry. They didn't do much to fix our offensive line. Today they allowed 5 sacks. Five sacks. That's not good. That's not.
More frustration coming out of Justin Jefferson again.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. We're going against the Ravens. Come on, man. That's going to be a top-notch defense.
It's
Okay,
preseason.
do you know what division do you understand what division we play in? We play in one of the toughest divisions when it comes to the defense. He's gonna be sacked a lot.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I was watching Jesse Morse's video earlier today on Brock Bowers, and he was saying the PCL is of minor concern to him for this year because he never got the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw
That's
McBride
big. Yeah,
here
because
go
those
over
things linger.
Bowers.
I mean, that's what happened last year.
Yeah. They shut him down at the end of the year. That's good value on AJ Brown towards the end of the second round.
It's super.
I
great
almost
value.
took him at 15th.
Yeah, especially partnering up with Jamar Chase. That's pretty nasty as far as that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go backtrack a little bit. We're gonna go back to the first pick of the second round. I took Saquon Barkley, followed by Pop 613 with the 2.2 with Kenneth Walker the third, followed by Justin Jefferson by the King at 2.3, Derrick Henry at 2.4. 2.5 was Devon A-Chain. We'll talk about him in a moment. I kind of have some questions on him. Amari Hampton followed at 2.6. Trey McBride followed by Brock Bowers at 2.8. Kyron Williams at 2.9. That's interesting. A lot of people are really wanting Blake Corum to do something. I still think that it could be Kyron Williams. AJ Brown at the 2.10.
He's still going to be the lead back for them.
Yeah, I think so too. With the stack, not the stack, but the wide receiver 2 to Jamar Chase's wide receiver 1. Then we got Drake London at 211. And the first QB is off the boards. Anybody want to take a guess? Oh, yeah, it's Josh Allen.
Man.
He's off
J.J.
he's off
McCarthy?
the board.
9.
Oh, I got him. I think
This isn't loser ball. This isn't loser ball. This isn't loser ball, King.
No.
We're trying to
I
win.
think I got him
this
as my quarterback 44 this year, so it definitely is not him.
Yeah.
First pick of the 3rd round was Colston Loveland, followed by George Pickens at the 3.2. And
Dude. Colston Loveland, man. Colston Loveland. I was doing a little going back and making, like I said, I've been playing with CapCut a little bit, so I've been looking at a little bit of film here and there, catching up on some of these players. And man, Colston Loveland, looking at some of his stuff at the end of the year, man, I think somebody posted about him, and I said, dude, his target the last 4 games of his, it was like 10, 13, 10, 15. Those were his targets the last 4 games of the season. That is crazy. No more DJ Moore. Luther Burden's already banged up. I mean, I'm telling you, dude. I think,
but they still got Cole Kmet and they drafted Sam Roush. So that's still
I like Cole Kmet a lot too.
You brought in another young tight end, so that's what bothers me. I think it's going to take a lot of targets away from Loveland. I think the Bears don't want to give him too much.
They do have a deep.
I don't know.
There.
You might know more than me, but the end of that season kind of showed a little bit to me, like, hey, we're going to depend on this kid. And I mean, 15 targets is a lot for, a tight end,
Yeah.
We just had Javonte Williams go at the 3.6, but before that, we had 3 really, I would say, controversial picks. We had Jeremiah Love at the 3.3 to JD trade analyst, Sniper Mel with the homer pick at Tucker Kraft, and then we got Coach with Rashid Rice. So I have a question for all the guys. Out of those 3, which one makes you the most nervous? Because I know who makes me the most nervous here.
I would say Jeremiah Love, just because of the health, but actually, like Tucker Kraft is going to come along even slower. So probably, I would have to say Kraft. I like the Williams pick a lot. Rashid Rice in the 3rd round, I think that's solid.
I mean, I kind of been talking about it all year. I think that, to me, I think Price is the one who landed in the best situation. I think he's the one who has the better year 1 for the running backs this year out of those 2 coming out of college together. So I think Love's the riskier one if it's me.
Having a run of wide receivers right here.
Yeah, we are. After Javonte Williams, we have Chris Olave at 3.7, Nico Collins, followed by Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors. No, that was supposed to be. I'm paying homage to our guy Natter, because he always says Malik Natters. But I really like the Chris Olave pick here, man. I think Chris Olave fell a little bit, and I think a lot of people are going to reap the benefit of that drop because there's no Jordan Tyson. Chris Olave is in line for at least 160 targets.
Tyson's coming back at some point.
But right now is what
do we got at. To me, I want to look back what happened when they lost Shaheed, right? When they got rid of Shaheed, how did Olave look? That's kind of what I want to look at. Those like that little time frame, when did he go to Seattle? Was it like week 8 or something like that? I know he went to Seattle around
week 8. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's kind of what I want to look at. I'd look at those because that's kind of
like Shaheed as a sleeper this year, by the way.
That's kind of when Shook, kind of started doing better too. Is at the end of that. That's about so I would look at those kind of numbers and see how did Olave do. I love Olave, but that Tyson, that injury, I think kind of hurts. They also lost.
He could be back like a few weeks into the season, though.
Could be,
it's not durable, but
he's still got to ramp up, right? Rookie coming in, still got to ramp up with the offense. Got to get. Yeah. I don't know. It sucks, man. Because I drafted Tyson in a couple leagues, and that really bumps me out. But
yeah, right now Tyson's slated to miss 2 months, so call it 8 weeks. We're probably not looking at until a return in November. I will admit I was between Olave and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is one of my guys this year, but I do have Olave one slot ahead in my rankings. His efficiency metrics were
He still does
significantly better once Chuck took over, and now he's got a full offseason in the Kellen Moore offense. With the news to Tyson, I ended up moving Olave up in my ranks a few slots.
We're getting a lot of wide receivers flying off the board.
Yeah, we are. I was going to get everybody caught up.
Taylor in the first round, but then I went 3 wide receivers just because I feel that the value's falling me. Jefferson, then Devontae Smith. T. Higgins is my 3rd wide receiver in the 4th round.
Yeah, and you got a team like myself. You're looking at my first wide receiver being Zay Flowers. I mean, like, yeah, I sacrificed a little bit on wide receiver, but I went heavy on the running backs, which I'm telling a lot of people to do. Like those first 3 rounds, you want to have 2 really solid running backs because of that fall off that cliff that happens later on in rounds. But let's get the people caught up. Let's see. We stopped at Devonta Smith, which was the 3.10. And then after that, we had Lab McConkey at 3.11. Myself, I went with the 2nd quarterback off the board just because I really think Lamar Jackson is going to do it this year. I think he's going to outscore Josh Allen. I have him ranked as my number 1 quarterback this year. Followed by Zay Flowers at the 4.0. Jalen Waddle at 4.2. T. Higgins, which Keem just talked about, at 4.3. Teteroa McMillan at 4.4. Brees Hall and David Montgomery were at 4.5 and 4.6. Emeka Ibuka, we got to keep our eye on him with that toe injury at 4.7. And then Travis Etienne, who I really think is a good value for their first running back as well, for the coach at 4.8. But I got a question for John, right? You're the Ravens fan, right?
Jeff.
I am.
Jeff.
Yep,
sorry. Jeff, you're the Ravens fan. So
you got it.
There was three running backs that were picked in the 2nd round. You had Derrick Henry, Devon Achane, and Omari Hampton. Take your Ravens love out of it. How are you really ranking those guys?
I would say exactly how they were picked. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, Derrick Henry, I would have grabbed him if all 3 of them were available, just based on the offense. I think they're going to go with more high-powered running offense. New offensive coordinator Declan Doyle calling the plays there. You got a new head coach in there. I think that they're going to get out to more leads. They're going to run the ball more. They don't really have a lot of depth at that running back position. So I think once that happens, Derrick Henry is the guy. Achane, we all know the skill that Achane has, man. I don't care if the offense is looking bad. If Miami looks like they're going to be the worst team in the NFL, I like Achane after that. If he stays healthy, he's got no competition behind him. And that's the reason why I would go with him over Amari and Hampton, because that whole backfield, Mike McDaniel's offense sounds really awesome. We know what he can do. We know what he did in Miami. But just the fact that you've got Keaton Mitchell back there, you've got Kamani Vidal back there, he can threaten all that he wants. Hey, it's going to be a 3-headed backfield. We don't know who's going to get the carries. It's going to go to the hot hand. That kind of worries me a little bit, but it's very minuscule between the 3, but that's exactly the order that I would put them in.
And look, we got the king here. We call them timeshares when the Kings is here. We call it a timeshare.
Yeah, I've never been on a 3-person committee. Yeah.
Mel took Mel took more.
Oh yeah. So okay, so let's get.
I knew she would, man. Dude, Mel is that way, man. Mel is
that's a hell of a. I like. He's not quite my guy, DJ Moore, but I do like DJ Moore a lot more. I know that for sure. Nico, Bucky Irving follows that at the 4.10. Quinshawn Judkins at the 4.11. That's a good one too. Yeah, DeAndre Swift at 4.12. One that I like. Tyler Warren
that's a good pick.
At 5.1. If starts in the 5th round for Tyler Warren, that's a hell of a pick. Josh Jacobs too. I mean, if he gets all this legal stuff figured out, that's not a bad pick at the 5.2.
That's excellent value. He scored like
great value.
Yeah, I think he scored like 28 touchdowns over the last 2 years.
Yeah,
when the Packers get near the goal line, that's what they do.
No, he's an absolute bell cow. I was debating him over Montgomery, but to be fair, I've done a lot of best ball drafts. I've done a lot of drafts, and I have a lot of Josh Jacobs shares. So thought I'd switch it up and go with Montgomery. I have them ranked back-to-back in my rankings. So felt good about switching it up a little bit and going with Monty for once.
I think it's a better situation when you go with a guy that doesn't have off-field issues too. So there's that.
Yeah,
too.
And when you got that going on, you can't have too many shares. It's okay to have some shares, but yeah, I mean at 5.02, I mean that's phenomenal value for Jacobs. I've been grabbing him a lot, kind of at the the start of the 4th round in a lot of 12-team leagues. So that's great value.
Yeah, I have a feeling that pick, that Josh Jacobs pick, messed with JD trade analytics. That now he just went with Cam Scatterbo at 5.3. I'm staying away from all these. Yeah, I'm staying away from these Giants running backs, man. Especially with them bringing in Najee Harris. There's a little bit of allegiance between him and Greg Roman. It's very nerve wracking about that.
Mm-hmm.
But King, I wanted to ask you about Bucky Irving because I know you've
I was big on
talked
him
about
last
him in
year.
the past. You were really big on him last year. So what is your thoughts on him this year? Because I don't know if you're as big, but I wasn't big on him last year. This year I'm kind of turning a different leaf.
Yeah, I was big on him last year, but I'm not so much this year because I feel like that backfield is going to be a little bit crowded. Anytime you have Kenneth Gainwell in the mix, we've seen it. He's going to cut into the reps of whoever else is there. So I have him ranked my rankings on rotoballer.com. They're available right now. I have number 23 at running back. I worry about his touchdown output with Gainwell being there.
Well, and Sean Tucker
I'm not
too,
far. Yeah, I'm not too far off on him. I got him at 20, but I'm higher than I was on him last year. I just think that they're going to run through, or that offense is going to run through that backfield a little bit, whether it be pass catching or running the ball. I think that offense is going to, it's got Baker. Baker's upset right now, especially with him not getting paid. So he's going to.
I think he's going to have a big bounce back year. I've been able to get Baker in like the 11th, 12th round. He's healthy. He's in a contract year. I think big rebound season for Baker Mayfield. And I was also writing, I think it's getting published on AL.com, my favorite over-unders for the season on football futures. And I'm definitely taking the over on Tampa Bay.
Let me give you my
line
thoughts
at right now.
I forgot. I think it was I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to misquote it.
Let me give you my thoughts a little bit on Baker. I kind of think that this is the end of the Tampa Baker era. I think this is kind of what we're seeing with what happened with the Browns. Remember how Baker played when he was super disgruntled that year when they didn't want to pay him. I think that you're going to see a team come out and get him, and I really would like to see Minnesota go after him this next year and pay him because he has the same thing. We saw exactly what happened with Sam Darnold when he left Carolina. He was with Josh McCown. He had a quarterback, Josh McCown. Guess who else was there in Carolina? The same for Baker Mayfield. He was also there learning from Josh McCown. We saw what happened with Darnold. He went off to San Francisco, learned a little bit there, and came here, and he had a hell of a league, and then he went off and won a Super Bowl. So I'm saying, a little Baker went there.
What was that
last
part you just said? Can you repeat that?
I said, he went and won a Super Bowl. He wasn't going to win it here. I think, Baker would be in a good situation here. He would have some of the best receivers he's had. I mean, I'm not saying. Evans is really good, but I still don't think he compares to like a Jefferson. Addison's so amazing. I think the defense here is just so solid that you have. You're not always out on the field. You're not worried about that. Baker would have a good situation here, and he'd have his old quarterback coach again. I just think that he's disgruntled there. You already have a bunch of your wide receivers getting hurt. You're going to be throwing to guys now like it's going to be like Ted Hurst, your running backs. If Buka comes back, that'll be awesome, but he's banged up already. I don't know, man. Baker, if things start off really slow, I think Baker's going to get really disgruntled and he's going to want to leave. That's just my thought. It's what I saw with him. I started as soon as I saw him come out and have that kind of press conference with everybody, and he was saying how disgruntled he was and not happy about that. I said, this is the Browns all over again.
I've heard that before, like disgruntled. Like, what's the opposite? Have you ever met anybody
gruntled?
Yeah,
gruntled. Yeah, gruntled actually. So gruntled just actually means you're like overly happy. That's what it means. Like you're
gruntled.
Gruntled means you're like more than happy.
Well, I just want to point something out strategically though here for the people watching. The tight ends are not a separate position. They're flex, And what that does too is you don't have to necessarily, because we don't have a starting tight end, you
Right.
can load up on wide receivers for your starting
Correct.
lineup. If you want to
Sure.
do
Yep.
that. It gives you
Or-
that flexibility.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, so there's not a lot of just top end tight end. So I'm like, all right, we'll just load a little bit up on the tight end scoring, and then just say, hey, you don't have to draft it. And last night's in our 14 team, I didn't draft any tight ends. I just went heavy. Like I drafted, I think 4 or 5 receivers in a row. Like that's how I started the draft. So I mean, my wide receiver 4 was DJ Moore. So
somebody's clock is ticking.
that's
you, King.
That's you.
Oh wait, no, the screen hasn't updated.
That's why I said you gotta.
No.
Hey, you got Price.
You got Price.
Oh,
Me, I made that pick like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, Pops. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys have to reload because sometimes it doesn't want to load. And if you're on there and on auto, make sure you get off. Make sure you're reloading. It's the app. It's Sleeper. There's just a lot of people that are drafting this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that
Servers
this weekend or next weekend.
Dude, I remember I remember playing, like, I convinced all my friends as soon as Sleeper came in, I was like, dude, we are going to transfer over. It was called Sleeper Bot back then. And I was like, hey, we're going to transfer over to this new league. It looks really cool. This new platform, it's awesome. Dude, day one happens. As soon as the game starts, their whole platform collapses and shut down. It crashed.
That's happened in the past with a lot of
it's crazy.
With a lot of providers. After I make a pick, I'll talk about this. It's happened. It's happened with a lot.
Good pick.
It's happened with a lot of providers. I worked at CBS Sportsline and ESPN, and they had the same thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword there, as the cliche goes, because when they launched their new commissioner products or league management products, it would get overloaded the first day.
Which is
And
good,
that frustrates people, but that also means a lot of people's playing. So from a business development perspective, that looks good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what I did here is I went running back, then I went 3 wide receivers, and then I went 2 running backs.
I like
For
it.
the second running back, I went Jadarian Price and Jonathan Brooks. I really like Jadarian Price a lot.
Me too.
He's got excellent vision, really nifty cutback moves, and when he
catch
gets
the ball.
open field, he can outrace somebody. The Seahawks in camp are working him more into the passing game, and then take the flyer on Brooks.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Let's get the people caught up on some picks here. So 5th round started with Tyler Warren, went Josh Jacobs, Cam Scattaboo, Jalen Hurts, Garrett Wilson, Kyle Pitts, Vishal Tootin, Terry McLaurin, Drake May, Jadarian Price to Scott at 5'10", Luther Burden, and then Rome Odunze. So Rome Odunze goes 1 spot after Luther Burden, and then Tip grabs Christian Watson to start off the 6th round, a guy that I was eyeing. Joe Burrow, Jonathan Brooks, RJ Harvey, Devontae Adams, and I guess I'm on the clock now. So
You were
The
on the
Watson pick is
you
interesting.
can't get
right?
Christian Watson. So nana boo boo.
it's all right.
The
It's all right.
Watson pick is interesting because
You can trade in this league.
I can't bring myself to click draft on Christian Watson. I know how
Thank you.
good he is.
You can't
available,
stay
but-
healthy.
But durability is a real issue with him. And I really love, he hasn't been drafted yet, but I want to give any viewers or you guys analysis. Matthew Golden is the guy I really like there. He's drawn some comparisons to Santana Moss.
I actually like Matthew Golden a lot. This was kind of a tongue-in-cheek move because I knew Nico was probably eyeing Christian Watson and he's my 3rd wide receiver right now. Technically he could probably be my 2nd. So because I really like Rome Odunze. I think Rome Odunze, I saw the way they were using him today, as a matter of fact, as well. I like what I see or what we're gonna see from him. And if Luther Burden cannot stay healthy, it's just wherever they were talking about Luther Burden being the number 1 guy, it's just going to switch to Rome Odunze, of course. So I'm really high on him.
We're talking. I hate to interrupt you.
Can he keep the hill right?
One thing that you bring up, and we brought it up with another player earlier, it's like don't overreact to preseason injuries because a guy is hurt now. Like
No.
somebody like Luther Burden, by week 3 or week 4, you might not even remember he's hurt.
No, I tip if you want
Buy the dip.
if you want to watch some really if you want to go watch some really fun film, go watch some a Doomsday film. He's phenomenal to watch, man. I was catching up on something the other day and I was like, it's when he's healthy, man. Watch out, man.
It
looks
like it's slowing down for both him and Caleb Williams.
He would have been a top 10 wide receiver last season if he didn't break his foot. And that's, I think people are just they're on him. Like he even tried to play hurt and it didn't even work out for him. But the first half of the season before he got hurt, he was doing tremendous numbers and he would have been in the top 10 in the wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, 2 guys that I was eyeing on the way back there at 6'6" was definitely Rome Odunze and Christian Watson. So obviously Tip sniping both of those, obviously a handful of picks away still was a little painful, but if there's anyone to do it, it's all you, Tip.
It's all you, Tip.
So I ended up going with Mike Evans, and then we had Jameson Williams go at 6'7", Marvin Harrison Jr. at 6'8", Carnell Tate, rookie out of Ohio State, 6'9", Harold Fannin Jr. at 6'10", and then Travion Henderson at 6'11", and we got JC on the clock at 6'12".
This is a sharp group. This is a sharp group because there are a lot of people that are going to draft Travion Henderson earlier because they think they want him to be the guy. It's with his pass blocking issues and everything else, and them running a split. I don't think I'm in with Travion Henderson in any league.
Yeah, I was considering Travion Henderson to be my 4th running back, kind of playing a little bit off of like, well, I don't need to necessarily start him, but having him as a 4th running back and potentially playing the upside was kind of my thought process. But I don't know. I'm with you, Scott. I mean, Travion Henderson, he's not someone you can trust, especially if he's your second or third RB. Right.
Yeah.
Can't block and pass pro. You're not going to be on the field.
Well, for what it's worth, the guy who just picked, or the person who just picked him up, the BBILW, that is his 4th running back, Travion Henderson. But look what JC did right after that. Go ahead and talk about what you did, JC, at the 6'12" and the 7.1.
All right, so with my wide receiver 1, I kind of look like this down this list here a little bit, and I'm like, I think I can find some receivers a little bit later. I can smack my 2 and 3 a little bit later. Parker Washington, man, the end of the year last year, this kid looked absolutely phenomenal. I think Brian Thomas might be done. I think he's still got juice in him, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hunter's playing defense.
He's that great, man.
Travis Hunter's playing defense, not offense. So
that doesn't matter. I mean,
they're not giving up on BTJ.
How many other
they're not giving up on him.
How many other receivers that they brought in already? Just to
we really
replace
cooked on some picks there.
So, anyways, Parker Washington, I think, is great. So, Ramondre Stevenson, if he did not fumble the ball, he would be somebody we would be drafting in the 2nd or 3rd round. He is that good. He's absolutely, I think he's phenomenal. If you actually watch his film and watch him play, if he didn't drop the ball, he wouldn't come off the field. He's amazing. He can catch. He runs. He's going to be the guy in the end to running for the touchdowns. I mean, unless they bring someone else in, I guess that team's kind of all over the place. Or Hunter Henry's going to be catching touchdowns in the end zone. That stuff happens. But I don't know. I think Ramondre Stevenson to me is the guy who's going to get the bulk load of the carries. Travion, man, he's great, but if you cannot pass block, especially when you have your young quarterback Drake May, you don't want him to die. It's a big problem. Like Tracy the other day, letting their letting Dart get smashed. Oof.
B-Flow will do that to you sometimes, huh, JC?
Yeah. Yep. He will. And that's when it happens, and they're like, all right, we'll bring Najee in. Sorry, bud. You lost your job.
Yeah.
Time to go quarterback.
Too.
Trevor Lawrence is phenomenal. I think he could have an MVP season this year.
He played really well down the stretch last year. Another year with Liam Cohen, a deep playmaking crew around him. I like Trevor Lawrence, my number 7 quarterback on RotoBaller.com.
We had Daigle on our show Wednesday, Scott, and he was talking about the schedule for the Jaguars and how difficult it is. And I ended up looking into it a little bit myself, and they got a pretty difficult schedule, between like Houston, Denver, New England. Like they don't really, their schedule doesn't ease up a little bit until like week 7 or week 8. Curious on your thoughts if you've had a chance to look at the schedule at all, or if you care at all about that when evaluating Trevor Lawrence, because I know you got him pretty high, and I know you're on the clock, so you can make your pick first. But
Downs.
Josh Downs, 8th round. Yeah, with all due respect,
pick.
I don't worry about schedule analysis.
Sure.
Unless I'm looking at somebody who's done it projecting forward, because a lot of schedule analysis is based on last year. So much is going to change during the year. We always get surprises. What if New England's a terrible team? And
might be.
We just don't know what's going to happen. And just because he has a tough schedule doesn't mean the defense doesn't always win the matchup. They don't always win the game, etc. I can't be too worried about it. I'm taking the best player available. A lot of schedule analysis is based on last year. So, but by week 4 or 5, there's so many new trends that emerge. There's going to be injuries, things like that. So I don't worry too much about it.
Yeah, you got to remember weeks 1 through 3 are like insane on the waiver wire. People are spending all their fab. Somebody crazy. Like it'll be like George Halani. Like Halani will come out, have a game or something behind, Price or some crazy. And people are like, "Oh my God, spend half."
Right.
I don't think Kalani's going to do that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it'll be somebody, crazy nonsense player that does something stupid, breaks off, like a 50-yard touchdown out of nowhere, and you're like, everyone's like, "Go at him now." You know what I'm talking about? It's that time of year.
The Kevin Dyson reaction to those.
All right, so where are we at now? Let's
get everybody caught up.
Yeah, Stevenson. So it was Ramondre.
Yeah, you were at Stevenson. Yep.
Prescott, Thomas, Blake Corum, Tony Pasta, Tony Pollard, Jaden Daniels, Dobbins goes. Dobbins, nice. I think he's still good. I mean, he's gonna play until he's done. Laporta, I mean, why wouldn't they just play him until he's done? Laporta, Dowdle. I like Rico. I think those two. That backfield's gonna be awesome.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Ale Ali Rico. Ale Ali Dowdle.
I like it. Yeah, that backfield's gonna be great. Kenny Gainwell and Jalen Warren last year, I think, were running back 16 and 17 or 17 and 18. So I think that you're fine with that either one of those running backs is going to be the same kind of situation. I just let you know that I am somebody who is, and Nico might be different than me. I am somebody who is not ever drafting Jordan Mason.
I was actually going to bring that one up.
Oh, I said he's just, to me, and when he was a 49er, when he's been in Minnesota, he is a jag, just a guy. And anybody who wants to come fight me on that, go ahead. But if you want to go back and actually look at the data, the times that he blows up are when Aaron Jones goes down and he comes into a game and nobody had done any, watching film on him, and he has one breakoff game and people are like, he was awesome. Next week he'll have a pretty decent game, like an RB2 game. People are pretty amped about him, and then he has some mediocre weeks.
We've seen Jordan Mason skyrocket up drafts over the last, couple of weeks. There's been a schematical offensive zone run scheme that the Vikings are trying to incorporate this year. There's been a lot of buzz in camp about Jordan Mason. Supposedly he's fitting that mold really well. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Scott, didn't you grab Jordan Mason in our mock draft on Wednesday night?
I believe I did. And the thing with Mason, you're right. There's nothing special about it.
Yeah, like
he's just like if a kid's playing football, he's big, so put him on the field and maybe we'll give it to him because he's taller and bigger than the rest of us. He'll get a touchdown. But that's the thing with Mason. He's going to be, I believe, their goal line back. Aaron Jones is he's just amazing for what he's still doing at his age, but I feel like fantasy-wise, I'd rather have Mason from that backfield.
I don't know, man. There's some pictures I saw. Aaron Jones. So he's from Florida and he trains down there. They showed some pictures of him coming back with his family, and he had his shirt off. And dude is absolutely swole. He looks ready to go. And to me, man,
Terrell Owens is still ripped though. But
I get that. But he's old. I mean, Aaron Jones looks. He's an older guy. I think when he's in and he's healthy, he can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's the guy. And just my opinion from watching the film a little bit from Vikings. Okay. Last year, dude, having to watch it twice was not fun. I'll tell you that.
Not at all.
It's really
so
tough.
Jordan Mason went at the 7.11, followed by Michael Wilson Jr., who I think can actually be the wide receiver 1 in with the Cardinals. But then after that, you had Kenneth Gainwell at the 8.1, followed by George Kittle. We had 2 tight ends that I think we should speak about happen within maybe 6 picks of each other. And then we had Josh Downs at the 8.3, DK Metcalf 8.4, Cortland Sutton, who I think a lot of people are forgetting about. This person downfield reads. Jeff obviously did not. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or Bill, if you want to call him Bill. I don't want him on my fantasy team, but Nico got him at the 8.6. 8.7 Jaylen Warren. Now look, the running back I do want went a little bit after was Rashid Wright. I like him. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, it's not at the talent's there. I just don't think that he's just a guy. But that is Nico's.
Yeah,
he's just a fast guy.
And here's the thing, like
it's just this guy. So
all of them are just guys.
I'm playing the upside here. Like obviously, like Rachaad White is going to be, your safer floor kind of guy. Like he'll get more involved in the passing game. I'm kind of looking at my team right now in my build and having him, as my 5th running back. Like I'm not really fully expecting to, start him weekly, but if I can, get some upside out of him and, maybe he does take that next step. That was kind of my reasoning. But yeah, I mean, if I was light in the running back room, I would not be drafting him, but thought I'd take a shot.
Yeah, with him being your 5th, it's not a bad shot in the dark. Aaron Jones goes at the 8.9, followed by Travis Kelce, 8.10. Casey Concepcion at 8.11. Michael Pittman at 8.12. 9.1 starts with Wan'Dale Robinson, who I think is actually a really good pick right there. Jake Ferguson at the 8.2, followed by another really good pick, Caleb Williams, Dallas Goedert, Jaden Reed at the 9.5, Alec Pierce 9.6. Nico is on the clock. I do have a question. Sam Laporta, George Kittle. Are any of us really comfortable having them as our tight end 1?
Not Sam Laporta.
I was.
I would say Kittle because
Kittle.
Talk about age, but tight ends generally tend to play later effectively into their careers. And with Kittle throughout his career, he's been something of a durability risk, but how he's going to play when he's available. Yes, he's coming off of a questionable injury in Achilles, but as long as I get to another value tight end behind him, or if Tongas
at last round,
we actually handcuff a tight end, I'm willing to do it.
Last round, dude, you can dump him and you can dump him week 4.
Right.
I appreciate that, and I'm going to give you an answer right there.
I like the likely pick.
I like the likely pick too.
Yeah,
that is a very good pick. Yeah, it's nothing against Sam Laporta. I'm just concerned about
injuries,
man. I'm concerned about the.
He'll be a Viking in a couple years. Don't worry.
Right, he's gonna follow the footsteps of T.J. Hockenson. But look, Sam Laporta, the thing about him too is now he's dealing with that hip injury. I just think he's going to be on a bit of a pitch count to start the season, but that Isaiah Likely was a beautiful pickup. After Isaiah Likely, we got Dalton Kincaid. Then we got Deshaun Stribling, followed by Chris Rodriguez, and I am on the clock, and I am going to make my picks right away. Chris Godwin is still there, and I like him as my number 5 wide receiver.
That's great.
Yeah,
so I'm going to pick him. And then I also like Tyler Algier because I just don't believe in Jeremiah Love at all. So I'm going to pick Tyler Algier there.
I think it's a good pick.
Case he is going to be the bell cow there eventually.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I mean, I was between Godwin and Addison, but once again, just kind of playing the upside here a little bit. Obviously,
do we feel like
similar, safer floor.
Nico, do we feel like that Addison could get lost in it? Because we know how Kyler Murray likes to target, like, lock on to one guy, maybe lock on to two here and there, and then he scrambles around. Like, do you think that Jordan Addison could get lost in the mix a little bit, or no?
I mean, it's certainly possible. Kyler Murray, like, obviously he's not, the most efficient passer of all time, but he does have a tendency to extend plays, find playmakers deep, and that's kind of where Jordan Addison excels. I mean, he's got good speed. He's a good downfield threat. So kind of grabbing him as my, wide receiver 4. I'm kind of similar to the Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt pick, just kind of playing a little bit more of the upside there than the safer floor.
Hey, King, so you're up next after Pops. What's your strategy right now? Actually, you're about to pick. So what's your strategy right now?
I'm looking at another running back. I have a lot of wide receivers. So I'm looking at depth. I'm looking at my 4th running back, and I'm going to go with Marshawn Lloyd.
The fumble king.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if Jacobs is getting suspended, plus the fact that he started to look like he was slowing down last year towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I just, a lot of film from him. I mean, he played for South Carolina for 2 years, and then he went to USC. And I think over those 3 seasons, I think he had 8 fumbles. But, yeah, he has also an issue with staying healthy.
Yeah, he does. That's something significant, but we're getting darn deep at running back.
He has the body and the build of a strong running back. I'll tell you that.
All right, keep it PG over there, JC. And then so after the Tyler Algier pick at 10.1, the 10.1, we had Xavier Worthy at 10.2, which is an interesting pick. Marshawn Lord, which we just talked about at 10.3 by King. Kyle Monangai at 10.4. That's another, I think, solid pick. I think the only reason some people may be a little concerned is because of the injury. I mean, he's not the most efficient running back, but he's going to get a lot of opportunities there at the goal line. And if DeAndre Swift gets hurt, that's another thing you have to look at. Downfield reads. What's your strategy right now? You got like 40 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I feel like I'm good with, I'm not going to divulge everything, but I feel like I'm good with my tight ends for now. I've got 3 solid running backs. I've got some decent wide receivers. So now I'm just looking for maybe a depth piece or 2. I think there's enough good quarterbacks on the board. They're all pretty equal. So I'm not going to rush out considering the fact that most everybody else has a quarterback.
Yeah, you and Nico are the lone one. No, there's another one. The coach, doesn't have a quarterback either. So yeah, you guys are standing pat. All right, I like it.
So I'll tell you what.
Who's going to blink first?
Golden.
He did it.
You were talking about him.
You were talking about him. It was between him and another guy, obviously, that hasn't been picked yet, but I'll divulge that in maybe a minute or 2.
There you go.
I hope it was somebody.
Nico is on the clock. Nico does not have a quarterback. So let's see what he does. Go ahead, King. I'm sorry. What is it?
Yeah, we're talking sports when you hear the word guy like 40 times a minute.
All right.
That's right, guy.
He's a guy.
Yeah. If I need a guy to be the guy, then he's the guy.
This guy.
Which guy? Is it the shy guy?
Great pick. Great pick.
Nico did it.
I was hoping if he came back to me, dude, he was going to be on my team. So great pick.
So Matthew Golden went at the 10.5, and then right after that, Nico did get Stephon Diggs at the 10.7. I'm not mad at it. This is double-digit rounds here, guys, and you can get some value. He had 1,000 yards last year, 4 or 5 touchdowns last year as well. So I think he can replicate that.
There's no upside. He signed so late into camp because he was like a desperation pickup.
Yeah, I mean, with Diggs, obviously he's 32 years old now, and to your point, he did sign late. When you look at his numbers from last year, he just wasn't on the field that much. His route participation was really low, but when he was on the field, I mean, his yards per route run, his first downs.
Oh yeah, when they played
his efficiency
against
stats.
Buffalo, yeah.
And now he's projected to be the team's wide receiver too. So he's going to be on the field, in my opinion, a lot more than he
Quentin
was last
Johnson,
year.
good pick.
So
I think
I was
he'll be on the
between him
field.
and Quentin Johnston. But
That's
I'm already
JC's
kind of
guy.
I'm
I
already
like
kind
him
of
this year.
invested
I like
in
him this
the,
year. So
I'm already kind of invested in the run game for the Chargers, so kind of wanted to just stick with that, which is why I went with Diggs.
Yeah, most of the running backs have gotten lapped up at this point.
oh, there's plenty of guys.
I
Plenty
know,
of guys.
this draft's pretty good. A lot of running backs.
I'll tell you,
I like this.
Yeah.
The end of the draft there's a lot of fun guys in the back end.
Oh yeah.
That's what the work's
when-
put in.
That's
where
when you
the
know
work
those.
put in.
Yeah, that's when you know people have been doing their homework. All right, Mel, what do you got? What are you gonna steal from me now?
Sniper Mel is on the
Sniper.
clock.
Taking
She's only
my guys.
taking one Packer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there goes the second
Old,
one.
old Packer.
Former.
Former Packer.
Keeper picture still has him in his Green Bay jersey. So
What the heck?
My
Good enough.
Sniper Mel said no love lost. Went with Romeo Dobbs at the 10.9. Before that
I like
was
Dobbs,
Chuba
dude.
Hubbard.
With
Yeah, I
dependable
like
hands.
that. Chuba Hubbard
He's
at the
got
10.8. That's a hell of a
dependable
pickup
hands.
for Sniper. Yeah.
She also
that's a
says
good pick.
that Jacobs' legal investigations are done. No charges legally. The NFL could give him a week suspension.
Oh.
I don't know.
I mean, for the amount of shares that I have of Josh Jacobs, fine. Like
Fine.
it's kind of a ridiculous amount. I've always been a Josh Jacobs fan. So even if it is just one game,
he's a big back. He gets a lot of yards.
and you're getting a lot of value because of the drop in ADP due to the legal situation that he's currently going through. So
28 rushing touchdowns the last 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the most efficient runner, but, he's touching the ball 20, 25 times a game. And, what I view that Packers offense as more of a run-first offense. Like, they want to run the ball, and then play action deep and over the middle of the craft. So, I think the offense will still go through Jacobs if he's obviously out there, which it sounds like.
Like the
possible.
Woody Marks.
I like Woody Marks
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, you must have watched that preseason game the other day.
I mean, he looked really good last year. I mean, Montgomery is getting a little older, but man, dude, Montgomery, he looks hungry. He looks ready to go. But I like Woody Marks.
When he gets a lot of carries, I like him. When I watched him in Chicago, because he's a physical back who really can break tackles very well.
Yep.
The Bears only let him go because they just wanted to let's trash this whole team and start right back over. Otherwise, he would have been a Bear still. And then he went to a team where he was getting less carries, but he was still making the most of it.
Yeah, he was feasting. He's a beast. Yeah, he looks hungry.
Absolutely.
I still haven't taken a tight end.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I said, I didn't take one at all last night, so you don't have to. That's why I like
at
this.
this point. I'm not.
He said trades are open.
I'm not saying I don't have any queued up, but I haven't taken one yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Mark Andrews, I mean, he's healthy now. I guess they brought in 2 younger guys, but Bateman's done. Likely's gone.
I drafted a ton of Lane from Baltimore.
Yeah, Lane will be great. I mean, it really depends, right? Different offense.
I'm giving out the secret. I'm
Wow.
sorry. I apologize.
We are
Scott,
going
you,
against each other, Pete. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm just happy. I was like, yeah.
No,
I mean,
that is a great pickup, though. That's good.
Yeah.
I think you'll be happy.
Gotta get some wide receivers left.
Oh, there's plenty of wide receivers left too. What about what happened to our guy Jake Bobo?
What happened?
People in Seattle just love Bobo.
Dude, I've got an autograph.
But if you've been watching
Bobo's got a
Hard
Bobo?
Knocks, this kid Foster, number 87, is having a really good camp, and he's catching everything thrown his way. A lot of acrobatic catches. He was a rookie last year, and he's been like the star of Hard Knocks. Maybe Monterey Foster Jr.
That's why I like.
Yeah,
that's why I like Jake Bobo, because he would be like just randomly out there in the end zone. He'd catch a touchdown. You're like, whoa, where did he come from? I love
but
Bobo.
I like Rashid Shaheed a lot as a sleeper this year. And I'll be writing more about that on Seahawks.com in my next fantasy article this week, because Shaheed now gets a full training camp with the Seahawks, and I think he's in the best offensive situation of his career. I think he can put up some really spike weeks, and you can get him in like the 13th round.
Yep, I agree. I mean, he looked good. He looked good with New Orleans when he played there for the little bit he was there. You know, it was. Who's gonna be a returner? Who's gonna start doing return stuff in Seattle?
Still working it out. It's a lot of times they like running backs to do that, but they've had a lot.
That's why I thought Helani maybe.
Yeah, Helani's not the kind of guy who's going to break one.
No.
Let me look at the depth chart. Helani's.
So you want to get us caught up?
What about Wilson? What about Wilson? They brought Wilson.
Where do we leave off?
No, you don't want non-explosive guys
at the 10. Nico at the 10. Yeah.
All right, let's get you all catch up for those listening. So to start the 10th round, JC went with his third tight end, Mark Andrews, then Hunter Henry, Mekhi Lemon.
Oh, no, you're going backwards.
No, you're going backwards. Let's start at
11. Or no, 10. My bad, guys. Algier. All right, my bad. So Tip started off the 10th round going with Tyler Algier, which I believe he talked about quite a bit. Pops went with Xavier Worthy. Scott the King went with Marshawn Lloyd. Then Bear Fan Pete, Kyle Monungai. Then we had Matthew Golden, Stephon Diggs, Quentin Johnston, Chuba Hubbard in the 10.8. I mean, I'm not high on him, but that's good, really late.
Great value.
Romeo Dobbs, Mekhi Lemon, Hunter Henry, and then Mark Andrews to wrap up the 10th. And then JC kicked off the 11th with Woody Marks, who looked pretty sharp in the preseason game the other night. And then at 11.2, we have Jonah Coleman, rookie out of Washington. I know I really wanted him to go to Scott Seahawks, not going to lie. Tyrone Tracy, 11.3, Tajay Spears, 11.4, Jacoby Myers at 11.5, Zach Charbonnet at 11.6, and then I went with Cyrus Allen at 11.7. And then we have Jacoby Lane at 11.8. Deebo Samuel back with the Niners at 11.9. And then Scott the King grabs his first tight end, and he goes with Terrence Ferguson. And then we have Brenton Strange and then Brenton Strange and Tip is back on the clock at 11.12.
All right, let's see. Yeah. Go get him. All right, let's see. I'm going to put the squeeze on the guys who haven't picked any quarterbacks. So I'm going to put the squeeze on you. So let's
go ahead, squeeze away.
Which quarterback do I want? I'm going to first take
Justin Fields.
And then I'm going to see which quarterback do I want.
Keenan Allen.
King, you would like that pick that I just made. The Keenan Allen one. King, we were on Spaces, and King said that Keenan Allen is washed up. The next week, he had 2 touchdowns.
Oh, come on, King. Look, this stinks. I can smell it.
I was going to say, he was ripping on me for Diggs. He better not be ripping on me.
I thought he was on fire. What's going on in there?
The last 2 seasons. No.
Yeah, he's a huge downs guy. He would not definitely would not like Allen.
Dang, I think. Oh man, which one do I want? Oh man, it's like slim pickings on these.
Not that one.
There's some good quarterbacks.
Yeah, there is.
There's very good quarterbacks, and I got 3 of them queued up here, and I don't know which one I want to take away from these guys.
Last round.
They're gonna like. You know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this.
Everybody's speechless now.
Typing in the chat or what?
Anticipation.
I'm doing Brock Purdy.
That's not even one of the guys I was thinking about.
See, like, here's the thing: like, you just doing it to do it, or are you doing it to get Jeff and I moving?
I'm doing it to possible trade bait.
Yeah, I'd rather
and I'm
have
also
that
doing
guy.
it. I should have gone Herbert.
I
was trying to start a run too. I'm trying to start a little run.
I don't
It
draft.
didn't work.
Herbert's in love.
It didn't work
with the beer.
My dude is still there.
He's still there. I think I got him queued up. I know I got
gonna
him
do it,
up.
Jeff.
Oh,
that's who the Vikings should have drafted. The Vikings should have drafted
quarterback run.
There's a run, Nico. See, this is what I really wanted to happen. There's still some quarterbacks there, Nico.
I know.
We've been talking about him. Baker Mayfield.
Wait, did one of your quarterbacks go, Nico?
Plenty of gold.
I mean, I was 1,000% was Purdy or Knicks. So the fact that they both went, not really happy about that. But we still got a guy right now. Fair. We still got a guy that's kind of rounding out, if you will, my tier 3 of quarterbacks that I'm just going to go ahead and take it here because, I mean, seems like a lot of people are starting to get their backup quarterbacks. So got to get at least one.
Jackson.
It's a good one. But I'm not sure if he can stay healthy.
All right, he's got rent. He's got rent in the blue tent. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna have some sort of backup plan in place here. But I mean, being able to draft him at 12.6, in a one quarterback league, I mean, it just goes to show you, those listening, how deep the quarterback class is this year for fantasy production. So,
you get a starter in the 12th round.
If you can get Jackson Dart and Scattaboo, you can call your team 2 heads, 1 brain.
Oh, that's good.
That's funny.
I'm not a big fan of stacking quarterbacks and running backs, but that is funny.
No, I don't like
it's only good in best ball to me.
Right.
Well,
that's
why I didn't want Herbert. Like, that's why I was like, I have Hampton. I'm not going with Herbert.
But every once in a while, there's like a year that it works. The last time I can really remember it working was when Tom Brady and Leonard Fournette were there, and like they would get down to the goal line, and he would throw like a 3-yard pass to Leonard Fournette all the time, and you could double up on points like that.
I like rushing quarterbacks. Rushing quarterbacks.
Right.
By the way, you were asking me before about returns for the Seahawks. Obviously, Shaheed on punt returns, but I think he's also going to be on kickoff returns. And Torrey Horton was supposed to be the guy also on returns because he's pretty speedy, but he's with another injury.
He got hurt. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted Shaheed. He went right before.
Let's bring everybody up on the 12th round. We got 4 more rounds after this. So Brock Purdy was picked at number 1. He started a little bit of a quarterback run. Then we had Jalen Coker, who I really like. I think that's a good pick. Then we had Caleb Douglas picked by King, who has been getting a bunch of buzz in training camp and had a hell of a catch last week as well in the preseason game. Then we have Bear Fan Pete. The run of quarterbacks kind of started again at Justin Herbert. Bo Nix followed by that. Then Nico got his first quarterback. Bo Nix was actually Downfield Reed's first quarterback, and Nico got his first quarterback with Jackson Dart. Then we had Juwan Johnson picked. Right in the middle of that was Patrick Mahomes. After that, and that's another quarterback that needed to go, or that player actually, or that player.
That was their first quarterback too.
That was it was his first quarterback. Dalton Schultz went after that, who I think is a hell of a pickup, especially after the Jaden Higgins injury. Mike Washington. I'm sorry, that's not Mike Washington. That's Malik Washington for the Dolphins. We'll talk about that Dolphins wide receiver room in a second. Rashid Shaheed at the 12-11, Tank Dell at the 12-12, Kalen Black at the 13.1, and we got BBILW picking. But I want to talk about the wide receivers for the Dolphins. I mean, I'm out on them. I'm out on the whole offense as a whole. But I mean, if there is somebody that we could be looking at, who would that be?
I took Caleb Douglas.
I don't know. I like
a terrific camp. He's already nailed down a starting job, and this guy has some deep gears.
I like Malik Washington too. I actually think he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's more of a jitterbug kind of guy.
Yeah, I just think he has a lot. Him and Malik already have a little bit of a,
Yeah,
they're connecting a lot. If you want to talk to someone, I've got Malik Willis at quarterback 14 this year, so I think he's going to be really damn good. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. If you really want to go watch, tell me the last real quarterback that's been successful that came into Tennessee, please. It's probably Tannehill. That's the last one.
Billy Volek.
Yeah, and then he goes in, sits behind, in Green Bay and sits behind, Jordan Love. And we saw what he did when he got the opportunity to play and to start.
He fumbled.
Malik Willis.
The Bears won the game. That was the last time. You got
that's okay. I still think. If you look at his games, his fantasy games, 20 plus points. I'm good with that.
I just don't think they got the right team built around him, and I think
Achane's
the only plus there, but that's it.
I don't know, man. I think people are gonna be we're gonna be eating their words a little bit with Malik Willis, and that I think they're not going to finish last. I don't think they're going to be drafting a quarterback because I've already seen people saying they're taking a wide receiver in the first round. So that says to me that they are okay with Malik Willis, and fans that are there that are writing about the team are okay with Malik Willis. If you're starting to talk about a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, the only reason it's just so hard to trust this offense is because you got Kevin Patullo, who is the in-game coordinator or something, and then you also have Bobby Slowick as the offensive coordinator, and those two guys, I just don't want to have to deal with those two guys orchestrating an offense. Yeah, they're going to look good in preseason because you're going against vanilla defenses, but when it really starts to hit the fan, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of out on it. If I don't have Devon Achane, that's it, man. That's all I really would care about, and I'm even kind of skeptical on him because they're talking about giving him the ball 40 times a game. He's going to get hurt. No, that's crazy.
I don't know. I think people are overthinking it. I think a lot of people heard too much before the season started and thought about it. This team's going to be so freaking bad, and I think that's just been in people's heads, and they aren't really looking at what did Achane do, with the team before, and that team wasn't great. They had Waddle, but I wouldn't say, Tua was, anything to talk about. And, Achane was still putting up huge numbers. I think with, you have him and you have Malik Willis, who's also a rusher in the backfield. You're going to have a lot of these crazy dump off passes where they're both rushing one side, maybe the other side.
That's the thing with Willis, though.
You're going to see some.
He doesn't dump off a lot. And people are worried about
that. But when's the last time he had a running back really like Achane? Jacobs.
Yeah, but he's a running receiver. He's a running quarterback, and they don't always dump off a lot.
I just think we're going to see. I don't know. I think we're going to see a little bit more than people think.
When he gets under pressure, he doesn't have to dump off. He runs.
Yeah, that's true. But Achane's got hands. He's going to be a receiver too.
And Kevin Patullo for everybody. He's a pass game coordinator, so that right there scares me even more because look at what he did to the Philadelphia Eagles offense last year.
Did you guys know that Malik Willis's highest pass attempts in his career is 23?
I believe it.
I don't know.
Was it?
It is. It is.
Caleb Williams hasn't thrown for over 4rousand yards, and he finished as the top.
Hey! What does Caleb have to do with this?
I'm saying that he finished as a top. You got to listen. You got to.
We are not going to compare Caleb Williams to Malik Willis now.
That's what I'm saying. Is he finished? He still didn't
by
throw
the
a lot
way,
of yards and still finished pretty well.
Was that the Brazil game?
No, the Brazil game was. What are you talking about?
For Malik Willis.
No, Brazil game was what? Doesn't that Jordan Love who got hurt?
Right. So Malik Willis took over.
I don't know.
By the way, this draft for me is for charity, and the charity I'm representing is the Alzheimer's Association on behalf of Rotoballer.
Yeah. So this is winner take all. So if the King
I just got Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Come on, Scott.
Quarterback.
Oh,
wow.
I was gonna grab him. Because I was like, listen, I know.
Whoa, Nico,
I just thought he'd make
on.
it back. Thought he'd make it back. Well, I was like, I got Jackson Dart. I was like, I need someone who's like
this. You can't assume anybody's going to make it back.
Gotta take that third quarterback now.
Second. Well, I was like, I got Jackson Dart, so I was like, I need like a guy that he's gonna go play injured.
Ooh.
And I was like, Baker's my guy, but
there's still some quarterbacks out there.
Right. There's still some QBs out there, but
you know, I don't like Packers players, but Jordan Love at that is really good value right there.
I feel like he's a better real life quarterback than a fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. Like his efficiency is pretty great. It's just I mentioned it earlier in the show here. Like they're just kind of a run first offense. Like they want the identity to be through Josh Jacobs, and then that's why Love is so efficient when he does throw the ball, is because he's good at the play action game, Kraft over the middle, Watson deep, stuff like that.
I'm looking here, and well, you said the most attempts he's thrown is what, 21?
23.
23.
Now, granted, that's probably what
that was in Tennessee. I wouldn't even count it. So like his best game 21. So 21 attempts or 21 attempts. He completed 19 or 18. So
yeah,
I would say he's pretty damn good. And he also ran for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I got a question. I got a question for downfield reads. Are you watching my board or something, bro? Like, are you in my computer? What is going on here?
I'm telling you, man. I might be new to this scene, but I know what I'm doing.
What's your thinking on drafting Arondé Gadsden with the reports that he's going to be third on the depth chart and tight end for the Chargers?
A lot of people are high on him.
You know what? King, I'm so happy you said that because they do have David Njoku, and that Charlie Kohler guy, he's a hell of a blocker, so he's always going to be on the field, and he can catch the ball too. He's no slouch in that department. And Justin Herbert throws a catchable ball at times. Well, I don't know about for Quentin Johnston, but anyway, I'm not going to say anything about that. But I feel like that. This could be a headache for Gadsden a little bit. I mean, Barefan Feet has Dalton Kincaid, and I think Dalton Kincaid is up for a bounce back season as long as he can stay healthy. So him just having him as a backup tight end or a bye. Oh, they both have the same bye week. Make sure you look at that. But
Trey Tucker just went in the 14th round tip.
That's another good one. Although
wasn't Coach just saying how bad all the
that kind of puzzled me. He was saying he was down on this. He said that they took a step back. Trey Tucker, I don't think played yesterday, so I don't know if he addressed that to him because a couple of months ago he was talking about how he is the one that he trusts the most in Trey Tucker. So we'll see, man. I don't know what to think about it now. It's a little confusing, but let's try to get the people caught up on here because I think we stopped at Kalen Black because we had a couple of wide receivers taken after that. We had Jordan Tyson. King talked about him. He will eventually be back. So him in the 13th round for all he was doing in training camp, that's a hell of a pick right there. Jalen Naylor, yet to be seen on him, but we'll see what he could do in Vegas. Matthew Stafford followed him along with Keaton Mitchell after that. Then Jared Goff at the 13.6. Pat Bryant, 13.7. Downfield reads, I'm telling you, he was in my computer, everybody. He actually hacked into my computer because he got David Boston at the 13.8.
David.
He's coming back?
Sorry, Denzel Boston. I'm thinking of old school Cardinals. David Boston, number 89 back in the day. That dude was super swole. Oh, my God. Then we had Cooper Kupp taken at the 13.9. Baker Mayfield, hell of a pickup, 13.10 for the King. Jordan Love at the 13.11. That's another good one. Isaac Tesla is who I took at the 13.12. Tank Bigsby, I needed to get somebody to handcuff one of my running backs. I wasn't going to handcuff Ashton Genty, but I definitely wanted to handcuff Saquon Barkley because they've been talking about Tank Bigsby, so I took him in the 14th. Mike Washington Jr., my other possible handcuff, went in the 14.2. Katron Allen, 14.3. Aronde Gatson, who we just talked about, 14.4. Braylon Allen at the 14.5. Kyler Murray went to Nico. That was a guy I had queued up. So that's a good pickup there, too. I like that for you, especially with the Jackson Dart pickup. Isaiah Pacheco at the 14.7. Trey Tucker at the 14.8. Then we had, we had Zachariah Branch at the 14.9. Chigoziem Nkonkwo, I love saying his name, at the 14.10. Malik Willis, his former teammate, 14.11. Khalil Shakir at the 14.12. Wow. Tyler Shuck at the 15.
I love that Tyler Shuck pick. I love that.
Yeah, that Tyler Shuck pick is beautiful. That is a beautiful pick there, JC. And then followed by your guy, the Barnyard. Barnyard King, we're talking about AJ Barnyard. And then TJ Hawkinson. So a little mini tight end run, TJ Hawkinson, who I think is a great pickup as well. I'm actually writing about him at the moment too. We got Sniper Mel. Let's see if she's going to snipe anybody, because she has sniped me at least once with the Romeo Dobbs pick.
You like TJ? You like TJ Hawkinson?
I you know what, I'm reading up some things about him. They're utilizing him a lot in the red zone. And I think that's where he can do his work. He's slow. And look, and that's what you're going to get from TJ Hawkinson. You're going to get a lot of those zone breaking passes where he just gets in there and finds the zone, open part in the zone. And that's where you're going to get from. So you're going to get a lot of catches, not so much yards, but I'm banking that you can get at least 4 to 6 touchdowns from him this year with that red zone opportunity that they're talking about. Dontavian Wicks is at the 14 or 15.4, followed by Emmett Johnson at the 15.5.
I like the Emmett Johnson pick because
talk about that, King. What's up on Emmett Johnson?
Look, I'm a Kenneth Walker fan. I always will be, but I know that he played so well down the stretch and in the Super Bowl because the Seahawks were very careful with him throughout the year and make sure not to overwork him, because before that in his career, durability was an issue.
Smart man.
They're looking at him as a 3-down back, but Kenneth Walker has always gotten banged up, unfortunately. And he has never in his career been a feature back from start to finish in a full NFL season. Look, if he holds up for him, if it holds up, great. But I don't know if he can hold up over a full season in that kind of role.
I love that. Good analysis, King. I think the same thing. A lot of people are I know Greg Kellogg's very high on Kenneth Walker. I love Kenneth Walker. I loved him coming out of Michigan. He was phenomenal, dude. The kid was great, and he's a typical, Seattle running back. They just can't stay healthy. Yeah. And they run bang, bang, bang super hard, and that's just going to be his style. And I just, when's the last time really you could say that the Chiefs have like hardcore used a running back like that? I mean, I guess Pacheco got a little bit here and there. Who was the kid they had a couple years ago after that did really well in the Super Bowl? And then he went to Miami, I think, right after that. There was a kid that Kansas City had that, like, he should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl that year. He had 2 touchdowns, like 200-something yards rushing. Do you guys not remember that kid's name? He was good that year. I can't remember his name, but I know he went to Miami the year after. But, like, that's the last time I really remember, like, a banger running back. I mean.
Are you talking about Raheem Mostert?
Not Mostert. Mostert was good, too.
Damian Williams?
Yeah, Damian. Was that who it was?
Oh,
so he had like 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like
I think that's who
200-something
it
yards
was.
rushing, and they gave he should have won the Super Bowl title, or he should have won the MVP. He won
okay.
But like that's the last time I really remember them kind of like hardcore running a running back. I mean, Pacheco was like he would catch. I mean, but he kind of like still filled in with CEH and I don't know whoever else was there. Kareem Hunt. I just feel like
Kareem Hunt back in 2017.
Well, I mean, isn't Hunt still there?
No,
or
he's
is he
not
gone
there anymore.
Now? Because wasn't he there last year still yet?
He was there last year. Right now, the depth chart is basically Kenneth Walker and then Mari DiMercato, who's going to probably drop the football on the 1-yard line, and then Emmett Johnson, who was drafted. Yeah, I mean, I've been howling at the moon pretty hard for Kenneth Walker.
I love him.
I don't.
Good Ozzy Osbourne song.
It is. It is. I just, he's not going to be a guy that's getting like, Jonathan Taylor type of workload. Like Andy Reid will manage it to some degree where it's like 18 to 20 touches, but we know, and Scott knows he's one of the more efficient runners in the NFL. He's going to get the goal line work. He's going to get the 3-down work. I mean, health is really the only thing holding him back. I actually have him at my RB7, and he's probably one of like my 3 or 4, like, if there was like a my guy or like plant my flag player of the year type of guy. I'm really high on Kenneth Walker.
Well, he's a guy. If I need a guy to be the guy, he'll be the guy. But I want to talk about my last
guy.
A guy.
Yeah, Malachi Fields in the 15th round. I think that's good value. He's having a strong preseason, and the thing is, you have neighbors who can do everything, but he's a big possession target that's going to help Jackson Dart move the chains. In the 16th, I took Elijah Arroyo because tight end premium scoring in this league with the injuries of wide receiver, no Bobo. Then you got Torrey Horton also getting hurt pretty often. He's hurt now. Arroyo is like on the depth chart a tight end, but he looks like a wide receiver. He's had a terrific camp. This guy could be a super deep sleeper in tight end premium leagues.
Well, you sniped me, King, with the Terrence Ferguson, and when you did that, I just said I'm not going to get a tight end. I'm not going to.
I never get sniped.
You don't need one.
I don't ever get.
You don't need one, but that was the one I want. Yeah, that's the one I really wanted.
My queue is always full, and I always realize that the people I'm in the league with, if I'm queuing somebody up, they likely are too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. No, I had him queued up for sure. Let's get everybody caught up on this as we got 5 picks left in the draft. So after TJ Hawkinson at the 15.3 went Datavia Wicks, Emmett Johnson, Ryan Flournoy, who I really like a lot. And then we had Emmanuel Wilson, that's with 1 M in Emmanuel's name. And then we have Greg Dulcich at the 15.8, Kenyon Sadiq at the 15.9, Malachi Fields, who we just talked about at 15.10, Gunnar Helm, who I actually think could be a really deep sleeper at tight end. Dylan Sampson at the 15-12. Travis Hunter. Look, I did it. The 16.1. It's the last round. I mean, why not take a shot on a player that is that dynamic? Adonai Mitchell, another dynamic player at 16.2. Elijah Arroyo at the 16.3. Alvin Kamara, because why not? You're in the 16th round, 16.4. CJ Stroud, Jacoby Brissett, Eli Stowers is after that at the 16.7. Trey Harris, 16.8.
I like that Harris pick.
I do too.
Yeah, that Harris pick is nice too, especially if Quentin Johnston, who has been reported. It's so funny. They were showing a joint practice of with the Chargers earlier this week, and they went to they were talking. They had the commentators talking about the game, and then they went to some of the practice in-game practice. And I swear you, just like this, Justin Herbert threw the ball to Quentin Johnston, and guess what he did? He dropped it on live TV. And I was just like, oh my God, like, come on, dude. I need you to catch the ball. But Pat Freiermuth, followed by Cam Ward, Chris Bell. Oh,
good pick.
What? Oh, that was my okay. Chris Bell, and then Ted Hurst to follow it off. Ted Hurst was the last pick of the draft of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 6'3", 195. Ted Hurst, man. All right. I mean, look, the draft is over. I'm excited about my team. You guys want to talk about your teams first?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about your team, Tip. You can go ahead and start your team off first.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I started with Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley.
From the 12 spot.
From the 12 spot. And Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. I doubled up, got a little stack because I think that's okay. You could do that in a redraft. Roma Dunze is my number 2 wide receiver, followed by Christian Watson, Nico, and Michael Wilson Jr., Kenneth Gainwell, and then I got Chris Godwin, Tyler Algier, Keenan Allen, Brock Purdy, Isaac Tesla, Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson, and then Travis Hunter. I think where my weak spot would be is the wide receivers because I'm dealing with some wide receivers who have had injuries in the past. I'm dealing with some wide receivers who are not really a wide receiver one. They could be. Roma Dunze could be. Zay Flowers did it last year, So I think that he could do it again this year. They paid him like it. I love the fact that, I started running back. I'm telling everybody out there, get in the first 3 rounds, you got to get 2 running backs. And I did that. And, I'm pretty happy with having Ashton Jeanty and Saquon Barkley. And if Saquon Barkley gets hurt, I got Tank Bigsby down at their bottom. So I give myself a solid B+ for this draft. Is anybody else want to go next? Or challenge me?
I'll tell you what, I'll go Tip. This is one of my favorite drafts that I've had so far this year. I think I got real good with the running back situation. I drafted 3 starting running backs that are all going to be predominantly, they're not split in time. They're all pretty
crazy.
Kind of, not injury prone. They've got some question marks in there, but Cook, Achane, and Hall, I've got 3 solid running backs there. And then I picked up Braylon Allen kind of as a handcuff, depending on what happens with that Breece Hall. If his groin injury becomes a bothersome issue, then at least I've got Braylon Allen to back them up. But then I've got Nico Collins. I like that pick only because you got Higgins is out for the year, so Nico is going to get a few more targets there. Scary Terry, you can't go wrong with him in that offense. Devontae Adams, because Puka, I don't know if we talked about if there's going to be a suspension in there for Puka, what's going to happen, or if that got pushed off till next year. But it seems like whenever Puka gets hit anyway, they're scraping him off the field. So Devontae Adams, you're going to end up getting some points from Devontae. My tight end combo there between Laporta, Likely. I'm a big fan of Likely. I've said this multiple times so far this year. I think Likely finishes in the top 6, top 7 for tight ends this year. I just think you can't go wrong with him outside of Malik Neighbors. Likely's going to be the number 2 guy there. I know they got Darnell Mooney, but I like Likely, no pun intended. Took some shots with Golden. Let's keep in mind that this dude is a first-round wide receiver taken by Green Bay. Right, so I think they get him more involved with that offense. I like Golden. Jacoby Lane, dare I say that he looks like the next coming of Randy Moss out there. Dude is phenomenal. And with Bateman Bateman's troubles on the outside there, I see Jacoby as the number 2 guy in Baltimore anyway. Bo Nix, if you saw him flinging it around today, love Bo. Good to see him back out on the field. And then, some flyers at the end of it. So I'm feeling real solid about mine.
Yeah, and Rashad Bateman, he was charged with domestic abuse yesterday as well. So wheels up for
Lane's having a great
I
camp, but throwing he's the next Randy Moss, you're throwing a big matzo ball out there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Jeff, you know what I like? I like what you did with your wide receiver because you kind of started old with the icy hot team with McLaurin, Adams, and then Sutton. But I like them. I mean, they're all wide receivers who are they may be a little older, but have good value or bounce back years. But dude, when you went down there and you got Golden, Lane, and Boston. I've been on the record saying that if you can't get one of those top wide receivers like the Carnell Tate, what was supposed to be a Jordan Tyson, I'm fine waiting and getting a guy like Jacoby Lane and Denzel Boston on my team because once Cleveland finds their quarterback, whoever that may be, and it doesn't look like Deshaun Watson's going to be that, at least with Shedeur Sanders, he's going to push the ball down the field, and that's what's going to help the Denzel Boston. So I like your wide receiver core, man.
Thanks.
I think
who wants to go next?
I think the only thing that I see here is, if you instead of doing that Laporta pick there, and you would have took like Dowdle or Gainwell, I think this team would have been solid.
Well, I'll go next. So I went at the 9th, and I got CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry. I mean, I honestly I love my wide receivers with CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, and Ted McMillan.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think a lot of people don't realize that Bryce Young is starting to really kind of play a lot better, and especially with Ted. He's big hands. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to score touchdowns. Then I got my quarterback Drake May, who was just in the Super Bowl, and now he has AJ Brown and RJ Harvey. A lot of people are sleeping on this guy, but not me. I like RJ Harvey. I don't know if you watched him earlier play. He did really good again. I know it's preseason. Shouldn't get too crazy about preseason, but he's showing that he could be a really big factor. Then I got Rico Dowdle. He's gonna score. He gets a lot of yards. It doesn't matter what team he's on. He's doing it. Then I went ahead and got DK Metcalf because it's DK Metcalf, and this is what Aaron Rodgers last year, maybe. Where am I at? Tight end Dalton Kincaid. It's going to be a little tough on the tight end. On the tight end there, I like him a lot, but there's a lot of receivers there for Josh Allen. But I think he can step up. Manon guy, he's like my fourth or fifth, fourth running back. He's going to be a goal line back. He's going to be a running back that's going to, on a third down, those hard yards, and I think he's gonna do really well. Deebo Samuel, and then Justin Herbert. He can either be my starter or my backup in this situation. And Cooper Kupp, he's playing on a $9 million contract still. He's going to be a factor with Seattle. And some more tight ends, Gatson and Sadiq. And I went with Alvin Kamara because, it's Alvin Kamara. He's still going to be a little bit of a factor. A lot of these players at the end, they're a little bit up there in age, but I still like them. I really think they're going to be a big factor with their teams.
King, what's your thoughts on Kupp in Seattle?
Great for real life. For fantasy, I avoid him, but let me tell you something. I love Cooper Kupp for a few reasons personally. When he came out with the Rams, I was telling everybody Cooper Kupp's going to be the best rookie, and people they just got all over me. And then he had a great career, and right now he's like I like him in real life. Fantasy, it's different. That's a very deep receiving crew with a lot of people ahead of him. You got JSN obviously, and then you got Shaheed breaking out. You got the tight ends. Kupp's going to do his thing on important passing downs, but I just don't think it's translatable enough for fantasy. He's like a player coach for them at this point. If you watch Hard Knocks, he's actually sitting in all the quarterback meetings, and people are saying I've never seen anything like that.
I love that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to translate to a coach when he retires, man.
Definitely
He just has that. Yeah, he has that in him for sure.
What else?
Who's going next?
Any other thoughts on Pete's team? Let's give him some.
I love his wide receiver. I think he's by far got one of the scariest wide receiver groups out there, especially with DK Metcalf being his fifth one. And Drake May fell to him. Drake May was like the fourth quarterback. I'm a little nervous about Derrick Henry, and then followed it up. RJ Harvey, man, and this isn't a knock on RJ Harvey because he's very talented. It's more of a knock on Sean Payton because we've seen it time and time again. We just saw it last week in the preseason game where RJ Harvey got them down to the goal line, and then they give it to some dude named Adam Prentice, and I'm like, what is going on? It's mind numbing what Sean Payton does to your fantasy running back room, and that's why I'm just and Nico knows it. I'm not a big fan of J.K. Dobbins because of it, and it's just I don't know who to trust in this, and I don't want to have to bank on an injury to happen, and then I most likely will pick the guy who gets injured, so I just avoid it.
That'll be Dobbins' work down there in the end zone area.
I avoid it, man. It's
tough.
I love the offense. I think the offense is going to be great, and I think that whoever the running back is that week is going to have opportunities to score. But I just don't know who it's going to be. But that's it. I love his wide receivers. But yeah, go ahead.
Receivers are insane.
Somebody made a roster move already.
Love it.
Oh, look
at this.
Love
it. Doing that.
Someone on the IR.
Somebody made a roster
moves.
They're playing smart, dude. Play the game. This is fantasy football.
People can't wait after the draft.
Daniel Jones.
Play to win the game.
That's okay. Since it is throwing the King League.
I suppose I can go next so our host and the King can take us home. Transparently, I don't have a lot of Hampton shares. I was really hoping to get like Kenneth Walker coming back to me at that pick, but
I
do believe in this Mike McDaniel's offense, so I'm okay with it. I did get sniped on Javonte Williams and Breece Hall in the next 2 rounds, so I definitely had to pivot there a little bit, but I do love Olave. I've been moving him up in my rankings. I mean, especially with Jordan Tyson being out and, Tyler Shuck taking another leap.
Hugely.
Big fan of Montgomery this year as well. And then I kind of started going less safe and more playing some high upside plays, by Shell Tootin, with ETN now in New Orleans. He should be taking a lot of the lion's share work there. Just have to hope that, C-Rod, doesn't get the goal line work. But, I mean, Tootin should get a majority of the 20-20 work at the very least. Mike Evans, I mean, he has every possibility to be this year's Devontae Adams if he just stays healthy, but that's obviously a big if. Same thing with J.K. Dobbins. And, we talked about Bill a little bit. I saw my running back room and I was kind of just trying to play some upside. And then I kind of peppered it in with some wide receivers that, I feel are in good situations to be wide receiver 2s on their teams that I think are going to have a top half offense. So going with Addison, Diggs, and Allen, then grabbing a handful of QBs just to kind of round things out with Dart, Murray, and Brissett, and sandwiched in with Pat Bryant, who's been getting, I mean, the drum beat in camp for him has been as loud as can be. And then Emmanuel Wilson, I haven't talked about Price. I'm not super high on Price this year. I don't think Emmanuel Wilson's anything special. You need him to get 3 yards, he will get you 3 yards. If you need him to get 4, he'll get you 3. Like, he's not the most efficient runner, but when he had to step in for Josh Jacobs last year or years prior, he was good for 20 totes and 80 yards and a touchdown. And I'm not saying he's getting that type of workload with Seattle with Price there, but we know that they like a running back by committee approach. We saw it last year. I know it's a different offensive scheme, but it's the same head coach, same mindset from top down. So overall, I like the team. I think it's a little bit riskier. I definitely played the upside more than I played like a safer floor. So we'll see how it plays out. I like it because it's very different than a lot of drafts I've done so far.
That's good, man.
All
right, King.
Hold on a second. I just want to. Oh. So I have to know. I'm going to ask anybody that drafts Tootin. I need to know what you saw. What did you see? When did you see anything that says that this guy is the guy? Because Liam Cohen now, besides him saying that earlier, the coach speak, now he's kind of pulling it back a little bit and saying it's, 50-50. So if I can get Chris Rodriguez in the 13th round, compared to a 5th round, maybe a backup running back if Rodriguez takes over, if you look at, if Tootin doesn't pan out and then Dobbins goes down and then Ja'Cory Cross-Gamera takes the 3rd down work, how are you feeling about your running back room at that point? I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, at that point,
I'm somebody who is just like, I am so off of Tootin this year. I have him behind Rodriguez and I have Rodriguez down, I'm just, I didn't see go show me film that and go look at, please just show me something that really sticks out. I know he had one game where he scored a touchdown, but yeah, they were up, they won like 41 to something. They were like, he ran in like a 5-yard touchdown. Like, I don't really see much on Tootin besides he now has, the backfield opened up for him. But then, they went out and paid Rodriguez to come in, and Liam Cohen does have, history with him and very productive history with him in college. So, he ran for over 1,000 yards in college with Liam. I want you to sell me on Tootin because I can't. It's just tough for me.
He's very
a hard sell for you, Nico. It's going to be a hard sell, brother.
Yeah, the obvious answer is, the vacancy of touches. But even beyond that, he tested really well at the combine, which is what elevated his draft stock coming into last year. And when he did get, opportunities last year, like, he wasn't necessarily the most efficient runner in the world, but he was getting a lot of the red zone looks. We saw him in the Buffalo Bills game. in their playoff game, he only had like 5 or 6 touches, but like he took multiple rushes for over 10, 15 yards. I mean, he's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the elusiveness, and now he's got the opportunity. Like, there's definitely some risk baked in because of the fact that, C-Rod is now there, but C-Rod has never necessarily been anything super special or upside. And when I was making that pick, knowing that, he was going around other running backs like, Jadarian Price or Jonathan Brooks or RJ Harvey, like, I saw that as an opportunity to obviously, like, play the upside here, not play a safe floor. And, in a Liam Cohen offense, we saw what he did with Bucky Irving a few years ago. We saw what he did with Travis Etienne last year, and the possibility for Tootin this year to take that on, especially as, my third running back was a chance that, I was willing to take.
I get that. I just think if you want to take that kind of risk, I would take somebody we absolutely know has the talent. He just had, injury problems. And I think I would take more risk on Brooks, maybe over Tootin. I don't know. I think to me, we see the points that he had in fantasy, but if you kind of go look at the games, it's like he scored, like he got like a touch and he's just scored like a 5-yard touchdown. And like, that's really where he got the points from. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of, I mean, if you go look, he didn't really catch the ball, and you think that's what a third down back does, right? Like, that's what he would be doing. And I don't think he really did that. And, if you go look at Rodriguez, like, he did that, and he got more opportunities, and he was like the third running back on the depth chart.
And so on top of that too, LaQuinn Allen, like, I don't know if you saw, LaQuinn Allen also got hurt recently as well, and he was getting some chatter, if you will, in regards to, potentially being the third down back. And C-Rod is not a receiving back, so like, he is more of like your goal line back. Obviously a very, not necessarily super efficient either. Like, Tootin just has that breakaway speed, breakaway talent. So just really playing the upside there more than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to know your perspective. Yeah, if I could say one thing on Beishaw, I really like him. He's got some good speed, right? He's a 4.3 guy. And when you look at what even last year, Jacksonville liked him so much more than Tank Bigsby that they sent him out, right? And now you've got Travis Etienne, and Travis Etienne had 300 touches last year. So who's going to absorb those? Beishaw Tootin, or is it going to be Chris Rodriguez? I'm seeing that's a great opportunity for a guy who maybe doesn't have all the accolades. He doesn't have all the video. But man, they see something in him to get rid of, another running back, and then, actually 2 running backs. So both Tank and Travis Etienne. It's like, okay, bye-bye. We're going to go with this guy. They got to be seeing something there. I think he's going to be the workhorse in Jacksonville.
Or are they just going to be throwing the hell out of the ball all year?
Yeah, or that.
Could be.
I don't know. I think in the 5th round, I guess this is just really my opinion. I think it just worries me that I think a lot of people are just like, it's vacant, so it's just him.
Yeah.
And I think to me in the 5th round, that's a scary risk to take. But I mean, like I said, if you trust in that, I'm all for it, man. I've got nothing against that. I just want to be sold on it. That's just, me. I just can't get on board it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's one of the people I'm the most crazy about. It's just, based on how the draft was playing out for me and my build, I felt good about like kind of taking a chance on that upside, knowing I got that bell cow in Montgomery in the round before.
100%. Yeah. I think Omarion's gonna. I think a lot of people. Some people were like off of him a little bit, but I think he's going to run the ball a ton.
Yeah, he's kind of the last guy in that tier 2 for me.
No, I love that pick.
Henry, Walker, stuff like that.
For him to fall that far, I think that's great value.
Taking a picture of me.
All right, I'll go over my team, and then King can round out so he can, we can talk about him. But then you guys can shit on me a little bit. Because I took a lot of tight ends, So I went Gibbs, obviously, and then I went Gibbs. So I mean, I didn't even take a receiver till the 6th round. So I went Gibbs, Allen, Loveland, Swift, Warren, and then Parker Washington was my first wide receiver off the board. And then I went Ramondre Stevenson as my third. That would be my third running back, and then Michael Pittman who I think Michael Pittman's going to be, I think Rodgers is going to absolutely love Michael Pittman. I think DK and Rodgers were a little at the end of the year. You don't think so? You don't think he's going to like Pittman?
Pittman's a jag. It's like he's like,
I don't know.
He's like a basketball player in a football helmet. He posts up, he catches it, and then he doesn't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
And Rodgers, well past his prime. That I was talking about for AL.com. I was writing my over-unders. I'm taking the unders on the Steelers this year. I think if they were like at 9 wins or something like that, I'm taking the under on the Steelers. I don't think they're going to be very good.
It's going to be
they're usually about a 500 team, right? They'll get 8 wins.
It's going to be Drew Allar's team by week 10.
Oh, all right. Then I went.
That's with Tomlin, yeah.
Wan'Dale Robinson, who I'm extremely high on. He had a huge year last year. I think he's going to catch the ball a lot this year. Mark Andrews, my third tight end. I mean, like we talk about vacancies. I mean, they brought in 2 younger guys. They're going to be great, but I think Mark Andrews is going to got to do what he does. He'll probably get a couple touchdowns here and there. He'll be in the end zone. I think that's all right. I can flex him. Woody Marks, man. Woody Marks looked absolutely explosive. When he got the opportunities last year, I think if he even if he gets 40% of the snaps, I think he'll be in there and be putting up points. Tank Dell is just, I've been high on Tank Dell. You are too, Nico. Somebody else in here is too. I know I'm very high on Tank Dell. I just, I know what he was like. We saw what he was. He's kind of like that, Will Fuller kind of guy. He's going to get hurt, but I mean, CJ Stroud, that's like his best friend. We saw when Tank Dell went down, you saw a little bit of CJ Stroud, leave the field with him. And I think that spark's going to kind of be back with them. I'm big on Dell. I think it's kind of nice to have him, just down here. You can kind of get him for free.
He's been polarizing to a lot of fantasy analysts because they like what he does in the past, but they're saying that the depth chart, they signed a few receivers.
I mean, I guess
concerned about him. The thing with Dell is when he got hurt, he was in a role that he shouldn't have been. He was like the number 1 wide receiver, and he got hurt in the goal line scrum. He's too small for that. So
I think Nico was hurt. Yeah, Nico was hurt at that time. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I took Kalen Black, dude. This kid, I think Kalen looks awesome. I think he's the guy who's taking over. If Christian goes down, he's going to be the guy. He looks great. I think he's learning a lot from Christian. I think it's a great pick here. I think it's risk-free. Khalil Shakir, man. Shakir this far down. I mean, he's a little banged up. I don't think it matters. If I can get him down here and I can, stack him with Josh Allen, I'm okay with getting him that far down. Tyler Shook, and let's see. Tyler Shook, man. I was hoping I could get Malik Willis, but, Shook being there still. I mean, I love Shook, man. He's going to put up numbers. He looked really good with Dell. When Tyson coming in a little bit later, I think that's going to help him up too. I think it's great, man. ETN coming in there. Shook's going to have a really good year. So him having, just having him as a backup, it'll be great. Maybe some trade bait if I need to. And then I took, Hurst, man. Ted Hurst, he's looking great in camp. Just going to depend. Obviously there's a lot of, banged up receivers. Mike Evans is gone. Godwin's old. Igbuka's a little banged up already. I mean, Hurst could be the number 2 on that team. Cade Otton's still out there. I mean, Cade Otton could still be a good guy that's out there too for like random touchdowns this year. But I don't know. Ted Hurst, he's been looking pretty good. So, I mean, we'll see how this team does. It's a lot different than a team I built last night. Like I said, last night I started off with 4 wide receivers right away. So way different than that.
You got sick of the wide receivers, and you're like, I'm going to wait till the 6th round this time.
I mean, I guess to me at this spot, in that one I drafted from the 8th, so it was different, and I just at that point it was just like, it just kept the players that just kept falling to me, and I was just like, I'm just going to keep taking them. Like I got Neighbors in the 3rd, like I said, DJ Moore in the 4th was like my 4th wide receiver. I was like, okay, that's fine, but. Yeah. All right, King. Unless anybody else wants to shit on me, I'm all for it. Bring it on.
He's really, how should I say, looking to get beat up. He's willing to step up, All right. I'm the 10th spot. I started with Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, a lot depends on Daniel Jones staying healthy, and he wasn't even drafted in this league. When you're a running quarterback coming off an Achilles, so that's a little concerning. I have Cook actually ranked ahead of Taylor, so I like that pick by Downfield Reed. But it was between him and Genty, and I had to go Taylor because he's more proven, and the amount of touchdowns that he scored last year was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Second round, I went Justin Jefferson. I think with Kyler Murray when he's available, because he's a durability concern, that I think he's still a top 5 fantasy wide receiver to me. I couldn't let him slip anymore.
No.
In the third round, Devontae Smith, who I ranked at number 8 at wide receiver this year, he's going to fit nicely into that wide receiver 1 role. I feel like I got a wide receiver, almost got a wide receiver 1 at a wide receiver 2 price. And then T. Higgins, big bargain, I think, in the 5th round. I think he's caught about 21 touchdown passes in the last 2 years. Jadarian Price, he was my 6th pick, right?
5th. That's your 5th round.
Fifth.
Yeah.
I like Price a lot.
Yeah, me too.
My few reasons for this. Just as a pure running back.
Yep.
Great vision, electric cutback moves, and when he gets out into the open field, he can outrace defenders. Second thing, play behind Jeremiah Love in college. He doesn't have a lot of tread on his tires, as the cliche goes. Also, who was the executive of the year last year? Who was the only general manager to win 2 Super Bowls with completely different rosters and is coming off about 2 or 3 brilliant drafts? When John Schneider takes a running back in the 1st round, I listen.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about him too.
Yeah. Number 6, Jonathan Brooks. Looks like he's finally healthy and will have an opportunity. Nobody's ever, if anybody ever, wanted to say who's the model Jag, it's Chuba Hubbard. Everybody's been waiting for him to lose his job. This could be it finally. Trevor Lawrence in the 7th. I really don't care about the schedule like I was talking about before. A lot of schedule analysis based on last year. A lot of things will change during the year. Very deep receiving crew that he has. Number 1, number 2, working with Liam Cohen. 8th pick, Josh Downs. I think he's going to be the number 1 pass catcher for the Colts. 9th pick, Deshaun Stribling. There's so many injuries in San Francisco. I said I'm not going to draft a 49er at all, but I couldn't resist Stribling at that point. Number 10, Marshawn Lloyd, in case there's a suspension, something like that. We're getting deeper here. Josh Jacobs may slow down. Number 11, sleeper tight end.
Third Ferguson.
Ferguson is moving up draft boards.
He is.
So I like that. 12th, Caleb Douglas. He's already nailed down a starting job with the Dolphins, and he's got some good downfield gears. Number 13, Baker Mayfield. This shows me that you could maybe wait to the 13th round to get your first quarterback, and I took my first in the 7th.
Yeah.
If I this previously, I might have done it differently because I think Mayfield's he's healthy, contract year. Katron Allen, not Keenan. Katron Allen, he's somebody potential sleeper in an open backfield. Then Malachi Fields, who I think is another sleeper. He's having a strong preseason, and he's a big top possession target who can complement Malik Neighbors well. My 16th pick, who I've already cut, is Elijah Arroyo, who I like in a tight end premium league.
Who you were talking up so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I do like Arroyo, but when I saw who was out there, who I'll get to in a second, I just couldn't make room for him. I like Arroyo because the Seahawks are dealing with some injuries of wide receiver. They lost Bobo for the year. Horton can't stay healthy. Elijah Arroyo is also having a strong camp. But then after the draft, I'm doing a search. I'm like, wow, nobody drafted Najee Harris, and I went in and picked him up.
Najee. Poor Tyrone Tracy. He's done. He didn't even make it.
Fumbled
he didn't
today.
Make it to the season. Oh no, he fumbled now too.
Yeah.
Oh no,
he fumbled.
I just want to say though about the Harris pickup.
Career over. He had a great last year.
He's not mentally in the minds of a lot of people right now. So this is kind of a learning thing for all of us. We're always learning as fantasy analysts. And for
sure.
Anybody watching, don't overlook Najee Harris. Now, I'm not as high on him as other people are. Some people are really high on him and talking about him like he used to play for the Steelers. But I do have him ranked as running back 32 on rotoballer.com.
Oh, wow. Pretty high, yeah. I mean,
he might be in line for a lot of work. And Scatterbull, for those who go far back, Scatterbull reminds me of John Riggins. Except he's not going to be as durable as Riggins was. He's such a physical back. What makes him really good is also what can bring him off the field. He's very, very physical. He will dish it out as well as he takes it. And I don't trust him to be on the field.
He's going to have a very short career, unfortunately.
Yeah. He likes to run, man. He's just the one thing that I watched a little bit more film. I was doing some video editing on him, and one thing he does is he jumps forward. Like he doesn't stop. Like he gets hit and then he just like figures out a way to get like 2 or 3 more yards by just like pushing his body forward.
Oh man, did I freeze or did we freeze?
I don't know. Is everybody else good?
We're all good. I'm good. Was Debo drafted?
Yeah. Debo,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I took him.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I like this draft. I mean, to me, I think Lloyd's the only one. I mean, that I worry about just because. I mean, we kind of talked about it. I think, but he just has a little bit of fumbling issues and staying healthy too. That's it. Other than that, I mean, he at South Carolina when he played in South Carolina, he was extremely explosive. He was a great running back, but he had a couple. He just had the fumbles. He played at USC too, and he played really good there too. It's just the injuries and the fumbles. Other than that, he's awesome.
Another guy, and this is a point. As soon as I finish a draft, I'm looking at who went undrafted. Was Jalen McMillan drafted?
No.
That's somebody who I'm looking at free agency. Yeah, because
him and what about Higgins? He got hurt too.
He's played well He's played well for Tampa Bay before, and injuries are concerned here.
Yeah,
Higgins out for the year though, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you got these players down. I mean, the crazy thing is, you think about some of the drafts you did, way earlier in the season. And now it's just like certain players, you're like, oh my gosh, why was I even thinking about drafting that player? Or like
wide receivers deep though.
I agree, man. I think receivers super deep this year. So I mean, I don't know. You don't really have to draft running back. Let me tell you real quick my running backs when I drafted all those receivers. And this was in a 14-team league. Get that. So let me just pull that up real quick, and then you can just tell me if my running backs are bad, or if I don't have a chance because of my running backs. Go ahead.
Was Zatavian Wicks drafted?
I don't think so.
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was.
I saw him.
Yeah, I remember saying good pick.
Okay.
Oh, draft board. Where's the draft board?
Yeah, Sniper Mel.
The draft results.
15th round.
All right, so I took my first running back in the 5th round. So I went Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Malik Neighbors, DJ Moore. That's how I started the draft from the 8th spot in a 14-team league. Remember, this is the same scoring as this league. And then I went Jonathan Brooks in the 5th. Then I went Ramondre, then Kenny Gainwell. That's how those were the running backs I took. And then I took Pittman and Aaron Jones. So my running back room is Jonathan Brooks, Ramondre Stevenson, Kenny Gainwell, Aaron Jones. And then I took Kalen Black later. And then to round out my wide receivers, I took Debo, Zachariah Branch, Caleb Douglas, and Skylar Bell really late.
Interesting the Zachariah Branch pick because he's got a lot of speed, and really there's an opportunity for him, but I don't know if he's going to be the number 1, 2 wide receiver.
I know.
Because he's very small. I don't know if he's going to be consistent.
Who's throwing the ball, too?
who's throwing the ball, but he might be a good DFS play here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a second to last round. Like I said, it's 14-team league. It was just kind of a deep pick. Maybe it hits. That's why I took Skylar Bell, right? Skylar Bell, he looks fun in camp. He could be a guy that shows out. Maybe Josh Allen finds him to be fun, and but it's so deep. It's I don't know. At that point at the end, it's like I'm just gonna grab some guys that if they don't hit, I don't care about dumping them.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like you can kind of wait and still be okay as long as the draft. I mean, that was in a 14-team league, and like this one, maybe you would have got a better running back in the 5th round. But I think you can wait. But you have to be very smart. Like at that point, you have to wait on. Like if you have tight ends, you have to wait on tight end, and you have to wait on quarterback. Like you have to play it smart at that point.
Well, hey fellas, I gotta bounce.
Yeah, we'll get out of here.
We'll definitely be keeping in touch throughout the season. But no, thanks for putting this on, JC.
It's a good time. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us tonight. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow night. We've got Dethrone a Hall of Famer. So that is Greg Kellogg. And then I just want everyone to know if there are any females here. I actually talked to Gina Noble, and she is good to go on the Dethrone the Queen League. And it will be happening Monday night. So we got to fill it up. So we need to get 11 females. I know, Jeff, you said you talked about maybe your lady wanting in. I know Yardzilla something. Mel, if you want to get it, it's $20. This one's going to be also a $20 league, so it's not as expensive. Same thing. She'll be playing for a charity. I'm trying to talk with Crown Champs and see if maybe they want to hook us up, and I'm gonna be these we are doing rings, so we are giving away rings, but I'm gonna see maybe if we can upgrade and I can get some crowns, but just something a little bit different. But yeah, if you guys need to get out of, you guys just roll out. I'll close up. Appreciate you guys showing up. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Nico and
good seeing you again, Tip.
Good seeing you guys.
Great
Take
show.
care, buddy.
Thank you guys.
All right, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Go follow. Definitely go follow King, man. King, I want you to plug real quick. You do work in a lot of places. I know, even for basketball, stuff like that as well. And your son does some stuff for NASCAR. You can plug him.
Yeah, thank you. Follow me on X/Twitter as Scotty the King. Facebook, Scott Engel. I'm currently writing for Advanced Local. For those who don't know, they recognize they basically have so many large newspaper sites under their umbrella across the country. NJ.com, AL.com, Michigan Live, Penn Live, and my sports betting articles appear there. Senior writer for Rotoballer, that's where all my rankings are. If you want to get the Rotoballer Premium Pass, enter King at checkout for a special discount. Also, since 2012, I've been the official fantasy writer for Seahawks.com. Seahawks.com is great because Seahawks have always been about the 12s and the fans. Mm-hmm. And they realize that the fans love to play fantasy football. Mm-hmm. So the Seahawks are totally open to fantasy football. I have a lot of my articles up there. Just when you go to Seahawks.com, go to the news tab, go to Fantasy Insider, and basically the page is all my articles. I'll have my sleepers up. I just did all my positional ranks, which are available there. I'll also be appearing on the Seahawks Insiders podcast with John Boyle and Jen Mueller every week during the regular season, giving my fantasy picks. I'll be doing Sunday for Rotoballer, Sundays during the regular season. When people putting their lineups in, I'll be doing live on X with myself and Tip Major.
Spaces, they got a Spaces.
And I think that's about everything. There's still receivers I'm looking at saying, what
about your Knicks? Anything about the Knicks? I mean, man, you got how great does that feel? Both of your teams this year, man. Both teams won the championship.
Local, I do some basketball for them. And whenever you need a Knicks piece, like I'll do it at Futures and stuff like that. But this was a really special year. First, the Seahawks.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm a Seahawks fan from New York. I'm a Mets and a Knicks fan otherwise, so I've been doing a lot of shopping.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, if you guys ever want to hear some crazy stories, King's got some great stories. He's lived an awesome life. I mean, he got to do, work as it was in college where you got to do work basically with the Knicks, work on the court side and didn't you do like articles and stuff for them as well?
Actually, what happened was in high school, I was just like a fanatical Knicks fan. And they told me, at the library, they got free Knicks tickets my senior year of high school. So I ran down there and they said, well, there's a catch. You have to write an article. I'm like, oh, come on. I never wrote an article before, but I voraciously read a lot of sports. So they said there's going to be a press conference of players and stuff like that. So I wrote a Knicks season preview in the school paper, and it won the New York Knicks High School Sports Writers Award, my very first article in my senior year in high school.
That's insane. That's so cool. All right. I mean, this has been a great draft.
How do I follow Jeff? Jeff, how do I follow
Jeff, plug yourself now.
Yeah, Jeff, Scott, it was a pleasure kind of indirectly meeting you. JC's been awesome too. I can't wait to kind of show out the intro and outro that he put together for me. It's fantastic. I thought this was a real fun draft again. Met Tip out at the Fantasy Football Expo. So him and I got to chum around a little bit. It was good seeing him again. But where you can find me, I'm on YouTube, X, Instagram. It's just Downfield Read. Every name out there is Downfield Read. Used to do some writing. X? I am on X. Yep. Okay. Or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on there doing podcast shows now, just with kind of random people. Sean Petnati, who is in our league tonight with the coach's desk, did a couple with Greg Kellogg recently. So it's been a lot of fun to kind of get more involved with this. Greg invited me out told me I should go out to the Fantasy Football Expo this year. Met a lot of great people. So really happy with this group of guys that we've been drafting with the last couple of nights. JC, again, thanks for that, for putting these things together. It's really awesome. So I look forward to, cutting it up with you guys this year and maybe talking a little schmack and hopefully winning some stuff.
Yeah, man, it's always a good time drafting with good people. I mean, especially when you can get some, obviously like-minded heads, but at the same time, people that, somewhat disagree on players. That's the best part about fantasy football is, we all play it differently, which is awesome. And, we all value players differently, which is even better because that makes trades more fun, right? So, that's the goal here is, for all of us to, come together with different, mindsets and thinking thoughts of players and then, get that out on paper so other people can hear it. But, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate everybody. We had a max of about 125 live viewers tonight, which was nice. Great. So it was an awesome showing out. Remember, tomorrow night we have another draft just like this. It's going to be amazing. Greg Kellogg's going to be on there. But 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central. We'll be here. So make sure you subscribe and get here, and we're out of here. Appreciate it, everyone.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a great night, everyone.